A lot of people don't believe in Pinterest, Jason. I don't get it. I don't get the bear case for this one. One of the biggest things in my investment process before I will put my money into a stock, after I've done all my research, stuff like that, crunch the numbers, is to try to talk myself out of it. Yeah. You try to find the bear case and try to really look at the other side. Because if you don't understand the bear case, I'd say you haven't done enough research yet.
Right.
The bear case for Pinterest is very weak, in my opinion.
I agree.
The big reason the stock has been beaten down, there are 454 million active users of Pinterest right now. In the US, which are their most monetized users by far, user base has declined by 5% year over year, the active users. Why is that? What were we all doing a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
Probably exactly what Jason and I are doing right now, sitting in front of screens. We were all sitting at home, looking at screens, nothing else to do but kind of browse Pinterest and browse whatever apps we want, think of ideas for home remodeling projects, and think of ideas of good books to read, and everything Pinterest is great for. That's what we were doing last year. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised the user base dropped.
Yeah.
A lot of people are back outside, back going in places. I mentioned I went to a concert this weekend. That was time I didn't spend on the internet. So it's not surprising to me. International users still grew 13% year over year. Those are not very well monetized. The average Pinterest international user earns something like 5% of the revenue that the average US user does. Right. And it makes up 80%.
If they can just get that to 50%, it's enormous growth in earnings.
It's never going to fully match up, but there's definitely a lot of room to narrow the gap. And that's 80% of the user base is international.
Right.
They're making pretty much all of their money off 20% of their user base. And that's what everyone's all up in arms about, that 20% went down by 5%. That's not the opportunity. Mm-hmm. The opportunity is to keep growing internationally, because 454 million, first of all, sounds like a lot. That's about 1/6 of Facebook's active users. There's a lot of room to grow that number still. And there's a lot of room to monetize, especially in the international community. They really haven't done that to a large extent yet. They really haven't explored their e-commerce opportunity. Mm-hmm. People generally look at Facebook and stuff like that to have political fights. People look at Pinterest because they want to find things that they're eventually going to buy.
It's really hard to rage scroll on Pinterest.
Right. It's non-controversial, first of all, which is great for ad revenue.
Yeah.
It is a natural platform that people find things they want to buy. Mm-hmm. Ads add to the experience in Pinterest. They don't take away from it. I get annoyed with Facebook ads and Twitter ads.
Oh yeah,
they're disguised, right? And they're disguised to look like normal posts, so it's kind of deceptive in a way.
Yep.
Pinterest ads kind of add to the experience. They say, "Oh, you're looking for a great book to read? Check out this one that was just released." It doesn't take away from the experience as much as it does on other social media platforms. And they're in the very early stages of integrating e-commerce into the platform, like actual ability to buy things.
Right.
They partner with Shopify to create product pins. That's just one potential use for this. I mean, there are a million different potential e-commerce uses alone for this. I think long run, their monetization could approach that of Facebook's.
For me, the single biggest reason I have no concern about that metric eroding a little bit is those people didn't go to Facebook crafting or some other social platform, right? We didn't see Pinterest do this and then some other social networks platform do this as a result of taking those users away. That's the key. It's just people taking the phone out of their face and, turning it into a light and holding it up at a concert, right? I mean, that's entirely the story. And the bigger story is the long-term opportunity for growth and monetization, particularly of the international base, but not just it. I want to say that you talked a lot about that, but that's not the only opportunity, right? Because you think about adding the e-commerce tie-ins, there's still plenty of opportunity to increase its monetization of its US user base too, because it's like, I don't know what, 30% of Facebook, right? Which is, it's like the gold standard. But there's still tremendous opportunity through its entire business to improve monetization.
Like I said, Pinterest ads are less annoying.
Yeah.
they're an easier sell to advertisers, in my opinion.
Mhm.
If you keep building that user base, and they're going to be an easier sell. So that's Pinterest. That's the one that we're both most confident in putting new money today.
Mhm.
As soon as I'm allowed to. I can't because I just mentioned Pinterest, and every time I mention Pinterest, the clock starts over again. So anytime, as soon as I'm allowed to, I'm probably going to add to my position, which is it's already my second largest investment.